Hi there foodies, welcome to the channel. Please subscribe to be notified of future videos. Hi, my name is Nadine from Nosh, and today I would like to show you how you can make Shakshuka, which is a lovely breakfast dish which is nice and warm and can be hot with chili. So you need from ingredients, you need some onions and you need some tomatoes, you need pepper, you can use red or yellow pepper. You can only use tin as well if you don't have fresh tomatoes, some garlic, some olives, optional, some fresh herbs as well, and obviously some eggs, some nice free-range eggs. Alright, let's start. So we're gonna chop all our ingredients first and then let's get cooking. Olives, pipped already. Then tomato. Okay, if you cut the chili, it's better to put some gloves on because otherwise you might be regretting it. Okay, so I'm gonna use a half a chili that's very, very hot. Or maybe I use the whole one. I know the one who's gonna eat it loves chili. I'm putting my chili with my garlic. And now I make sure whatever I have touched with chili, I wash. So don't cut anything on your cutting board. So we cutted it before the time. Okay, if you add fresh chili, you saw I have a glove on because otherwise I'm going to burn my fingers. And I make sure that I don't cut anything anymore on my cutting board or my knives. I make sure everything gets washed. So that's the last item I have washed. And now we have all our ingredients ready and we can start cooking. Everything is prepared. So now we start cooking. My pot needs to get switched on and then we're gonna add all our ingredients gradually to the pot. So first we need some olive oil. We need to get our olive oil nice and hot, and then we start with our onion, chili, garlic, and then all our the rest ingredients. First saute your onion nice and see-through, so that means you don't want to give it any color. And at this point then we add our chili and our garlic. And we have to wait for a second. At this point, when my onions look like this, that's when I add my garlic and chili. So if I would cook this dish for myself, I would leave the chili out. I'm not such a hot chick, so I leave it up to you if you like chili or not. My next ingredient is my red pepper, or you could use red and yellow. And we keep sauteing this as well. And something I just noticed now, I forgot to add one ingredient. So you see, we all can make mistakes. And it's actually nice if you're using some tomato paste. That gives that dish a nice little depth to it. If you don't have it, you can leave it out, but it does make it much nicer. So we will add the tomato paste literally in 30 seconds after my red onions have sauteed a little bit. So 1 tablespoon, half of this packet. Little tip, if you love cooking with tomato paste should always be fried out for a few minutes Otherwise you're getting this funny taste on your gum. So whenever you use tomato paste, fry it out for a few minutes. I'm putting my little Christmas tree in here, which is rosemary, but you could use oregano or thyme or any other fresh herb you have, or dried herbs. Now I'm adding my chopped olives, and I'm leaving some of the brine with it as well, because it just gives it a nice olivey taste. Unless it is too salty, then don't use it, but most of the time the brine is quite nice to use. And from here we're just gonna add all the rest of the tomato. So if you don't have fresh tomato and you just use tin, or the other way around, anything will do. Don't waste anything. We're gonna put a little bit of water to this, rinse it out, and add this as well to our dish. So you probably wonder, we haven't added any seasoning to this. So you can add cumin to this, you can add just salt and pepper to this. You could use a bit of paprika as well to this. I'm just gonna add salt and pepper and cook it like this, but as I said, you could use any of the other flavors too. Okay, everything is now mixed together. It does need as well a little bit of sweetness, so you could add a little pinch of sugar, but I prefer to cook with honey, so I'm gonna add a little squeeze of honey. And I'm gonna put my lid on, and I'm gonna let this cook now on low heat for plus minus an hour. So the longer you cook this, the better it is. So you see, to have this for breakfast, this is gonna take a long time. You have your breakfast. So that means it's actually something nice which you can do, prepare the day before. And if you have something left over, you could even have it with a pasta. But I love the name Shakshuka. I think it sounds so cool. Alright, so I'm gonna put my lid on now, and we let it cook for an hour, and you will see it just integrating everything, and I'm only gonna taste it later. And I have some fresh basil here, so this is my soft herb. We're gonna add it at the end. Shakshuka has cooked nicely now, and we are going to look if we need to add any kind of other flavor, maybe more salt or maybe more pepper, and then we will poach our eggs inside that lovely sauce. So to me this looks delicious. If you find it is a little bit too dry, you can just add a little bit of water to this. If you find it is too liquid, then just let it cook a little bit with the lid open. So before we add our eggs, I'm going to taste this quickly. Very nice. So to me, I wouldn't add anything else. I think that's just perfect. And I will crack my eggs into a ramekin first. I'm not going to crack it straight into my pot. Try to use fresh eggs so the egg white is keeping the egg nice together, and you can pour it in. I would serve 2 portions. Some people, they put it into a little container and cook it in the oven. I prefer to use mine, or finishing mine, on the stove. I didn't make an indent, I just pushed my bowl a little bit lower, so that's where the egg can cook in. So now we're leaving this on a very low simmering. Some people prefer it with open. I'm going to close the lid so that the heat will be all over, and then we make sure our egg white is cooked, and then it will be ready. Wow! 4 to 5 minutes have passed, so that's like you're making a poached egg, a soft poached egg, and it should be ready now. Wow, it looks good. So you could have this as well with a cooked egg yellow. I prefer runny, so that's what we're going to plate. So a nice pretty bowl. And we have to take it gently out because we don't want to break our egg yellow. fresh basil one. So now my dish is ready. I have plated it nicely with some flowers and some basil on top, so you can serve this with some bread roll or some baguette or some bruschetta. That's really nice, so you can dig into your sauce and you have the egg yellow still runny, so that's a really nice hearty breakfast which I personally enjoy very much. So voila, bon appetit! Thank you so much for watching this video, it really means a lot to me. Please let me know in the comments below how this recipe worked out for you. If you have any suggestions or anything what you would like to see in the future, please leave me a comment below. I'm happy to do this for you. Please subscribe to my channel to be notified of future videos.